Gates are back, they're off and running. Northwood Bisque and Rose's Joy have bounced quickly from Lady Melbury. When they settle down, a little bit slow to get going, dropping well back Danzig Star, and Laureate Lady is dropping right behind them. Toy Carousel showing speed, they're heading to the flat side. Over on the grandstand rail here, and Kate Emma is away quickly. Kate Emma's one of the leaders here, going up fast now is Pearl, and near the inside, Rare Bits is going through to show good speed. It's Rare Bits now from Pearl, from Kate Emma, then Prego Lass, further back in the all-white, then She's Off, and a couple of lengths to Archangel. Over on the flat side here, and the leader Rose's Joy, a length in front of Toy Carousel, 2 or 3. Lady Melbury about 5 away from the fence. Northwood Bisque is coming up the centre, still about 6 lengths off them from Danzig Star and Laureate Lady. Rose's Joy over on the flat side, a length and a half. Toy Carousel, they're well out in front of the others. Danzig Star from Lady Melbury coming up the centre. Flat side a mile in front, and Rose's Joy is shot away. Holds Toy Carousel, getting into third on the inside, Danzig Star, but Rose's Joy wins 3 lengths in the run home. Second, Toy Carousel, I'd say Danzig Star third. Down the outside, then Pearl, followed by Kate Emma, then Lady Melbury up the middle. Further back in the race, then Archangel, followed in behind them, pulling up pretty quickly, Northwood Bisque back on the flat side. Well back there was She's Off, and the last couple, Prego Lass, with Rare Bits, and tailed off here last of all in the event is Laureate Lady.
2 Rose's Joy, 2.30, 1.30, 15 Toy Carousel to pay 6.70, and 3 Danzig Star, 2.60.
2 Rose's Joy, 3.10, 1.50, number 15 Toy Carousel, 5.30, possibly 3 Danzig Star for third, 2.50. It is a photo for third.
After race number 1 on the program, Rose's Joy showing great speed. Easy in the betting, went straight over to the inside and led them a merry dance over there, Rose's Joy, and she had them off the bit of fairway from home. And she's beaten the one that chased her all the way, Toy Carousel, and Pearl on the outside grabs third ahead of Danzig Star, number 11. Pearl on the outside horse, first time on the outside, has got third, ahead of Danzig Star back on the flat side. So it's 2, 15 and 11. 2, 15 and 11. Pearl the outside getting third ahead of Danzig Star fourth.
11 Pearl, 2.50 Super Tab.
Have been number 1, which is Lady Melbury, came well up sort of the middle of the track without a rail really to guide it. Northwood Bisque got out there too, and they did split right up, and there was a fair gap to them. Okay, this one cleared right out, Rose's Joy, running up to the good form in Adelaide, got out in the market and has held Toy Carousel comfortably, and into third placing Pearl on the outside, just ahead of Danzig Star back on the fence. They're off and running now. Karata a little bit slow to get going. The other mares have jumped away well. Tinnakajura away quickly on the inside, taken on now by Celtic Lass, who whizzed to the front, settling down. Riak went up second, Tinnakajura third. Over on the inside of Rossetti Gold going forward. Further back than Cleopatra's Girl. 1.5 then worth repeating. 2 or 3 further back in the race. Then came Fairway Lass, Akarana on the inside. Shindig, 1.5 Skyrocket Accolades. Then Chippy's Daughter well back in the race. Then On a Swing, followed by Christina and Karata. They're well strung out at the 850 metre mark, a fairly good pace. At Celtic Lass about 3/4 in front of Rossetti Gold. 3 lengths further back Riak, 2 lengths further back Tinnakajura on the inside of Cleopatra's Girl. 3 further back worth repeating, 2 to Shindig, Fairway Lass, Akarana. Skyrocket, Chippy's Daughter, Accolades well back On a Swing. Third last now from Karata, and Christina is last of all. The pace has been good on the turn they race, and the leader is Celtic Lass, about a half in front now from Rossetti Gold. 2 to Tinnakajura, who's had a good run all the way, looking for a way out on the fence, and further out Cleopatra's Girl. Riak's gone, and Shindig coming down the middle, coming home very well. Shindig has rounded them up quickly on the outside with Cleopatra's Girl. They hit the front. Tinnakajura and Skyrocket back to the rail from worth repeating, and On a Swing, but Shindig out in the middle. Race clear, race 3 lengths in front of Cleopatra's Girl. Skyrocket, On a Swing is coming home well, but Shindig far too good for On a Swing, and Shindig wins 2.5. On a Swing second, third Skyrocket, fourth home Cleopatra's Girl from worth repeating, Fairway Lass. Then further back in the race, Christina on the outside. Tinnakajura didn't finish it off from Accolades. Further back, Chippy's Daughter from Riak, followed by Karata. Well back in the race then came Akarana, and the last couple, and they were the 2 that went fairly hard up in front, and they were Celtic Lass and Rossetti Gold.
Number 2 there, Shindig at 3.80, 1.60, 3 On a Swing at $2, and 4 Skyrocket, 2.50.
2 Shindig to pay 5.10 to even. Number 3 On a Swing to pay $2, and 4 Skyrocket, 2.20, beating the late scratching of 9.
And she picked them up in the middle of the track here, Shindig, and she's gone to the post well. Number 3 is second, On a Swing, has come from third last on the home turn, and Skyrocket number 4 also from a good way back into third placing ahead of number 7, Cleopatra's Girl. 2, 3 and 4, 2, 3, 4. Number 7 is fourth, number 19 is 5th, and that was worth repeating. But out about 6 away from the fence, Shindig has opened up a good lead back in blinkers today, and she scored comfortably from on a swing, and Skyrocket, Cleopatra's Girl, just weakening. Tina Kajura had a beautiful run all the way, looked a real threat when they turned, but she couldn't go on. 2, 3 and 4, so Punter's got it right there. 2 Shindig by straight strike from Saving, raced by John and Mrs. Sue Sudak. Miss P.E. Duncan, prepared by Maxie Lees, ridden by Jimmy Cassidy, right out in the middle of the track, number 2, this mare. She was well off the fence here at Flemington on Saturday, wrong part of the track, and today she was suited by the speed being on. They've run 1:22.1, it's a good gallop, and she's been far too good. She really opened up. 3 second on a swing, looking for further now. She was back from 16 to 14 today in the trip, and Skyrocket number 4 did finish off okay back near the inside, ridden by Damien Oliver. 2, 3 and 4, 2, 3, 4, and they were sort of basically the 3 in the market for race number 2 on the program. Next event is the Emirates Classic. This is the Group 2 race, the formerly known as the Linlithgow, and we see the clash here of Mahogany and Al Mansour. And this is race 3 at 1:25, a field of 6 to run up the straight, 1,200 metres. As we await the totes.
We've got them here. Winning rider Jimmy Cassidy. The winner, number 2, Shindig, at 3.80 and 1.60, beating 3 on a swing at $2. 4 Sky Rocket, $2.50. Scratchings were 1, 6, the late one of 9, and also 13. 3.80, 1.62, even 2.50. Quinella was $12.80, 12.80. Exacta $25.20, 25.20, and the trifecta $73.30, 73.30. Time was 1:22.1. Margins come through with weight at Flemington. We'll pass that on when weight is notified.
And they're off and running. They bounced away in a good line too. Mahogany's got out okay with Al Mansour, and they're off the outside rail now from Quick Flick. Rancho's Coup and Paint showing great speed, travelling up to Quick Flick when they settle down. Paint on the outside gets up to Quick Flick, 2 to Al Mansour. They're followed further back by Toledo, and just behind those Rancho Coup, and with it is the favourite Mahogany as they go to the 800-metre mark, and Paint well off the outside rail. He must be about 7 or 8 off the outside fence, with Quick Flick over near the inside the grey, 2 to Toledo, who's gone up on the outside of Al Mansour, a length further back Mahogany. Rancho's Coup is last of all as they go to the 600-metre mark now, and Al Mansour is moving up on the outside fence to join Quick Flick. Mahogany switches course, Paint in front of him, and further back in the race Toledo and Rancho's Coup. 400 to go. Mahogany's under the whip. He's drifting back to the middle. We're on the outside. Al Mansour in front of Quick Flick, and Mahogany driving home nearer the inside. He's after the leaders. 200 to go. Al Mansour hands and heels a length in front of Quick Flick. Mahogany trying hard, then Paint followed by Toledo. Al Mansour a half length in front. Mahogany is trying his heart out. The 3-year-old's too good though, and he's getting away. Al Mansour 2 lengths. Toledo ran second. Mahogany a half length away third, a gap to Quick Flick. Then Paint, and tailed off is Rancho's Coup.
Winner there, number 6, Al Mansour, 2.30, 1.30, over 5 Toledo, 8.30, no third for 1.
Number 6, Al Mansour, 2.60, 1.40, 5 Toledo to return 7.10, 1 Mahogany, no third.
5 Toledo, Dwayne Dunn, and Mahogany under pressure a long way from home. He had to switch course and go back behind them. Back in about 6 horses, where Al Mansour has got to the outside of Quick Flick, and he was nearest to the outside rail, Al Mansour, as he took the lead. And he just allowed him to coast home here with an advantage of 6 kilos. He's run his last 633.4, no sign of the overall time. 6.5 and 1. 6.5 and 1. A fairly soft win to a pretty decent sort of horse, this 3-year-old Al Mansour. Last 3-year-old to win this race was a very good galloper called Gold Brace back in 1993. Gold Brace in 93. Back to Rassflyer in 1985. Keepers back in 83, Tolhurst in 79. But this is a special horse, I'd say. Al Mansour, he's had now 10 starts for 7 wins. Campaigned in Queenslanders, unbeaten this time round. First up on Metro Day at Sydney at Randwick, when he got in over by Halo Broke. Showed plenty of grit that day, and then went to the Moir Stakes, ran a record on Cox Plate Day that day when he just blew them away. He's been too good today. He got to the front a fair way out. He got up inside the grey Quick Flick. Toledo's had plenty of room to follow him home, and off about 6 off the outside fence came Mahogany. Noticeably, Hall was putting the horse under pressure a long way out, and he just held his ground. That's about all. Toledo's gone past him, and Mahogany got past the grey Quick Flick. But Al Mansour has scored easily, a comfortable win.
1:08.8 is the race time. 1:88. 6 Al Mansour at 2:30 for the win and 1:30 place. 5 Toledo at $8.30 the place. No third for 1 Mahogany. Quinella $30.70. 30.70. The Exacta $40.40. 40.40 and the trifecta $74.60. $74.60 was the trifecta. Winning rider Larry Cassidy, so 3 races and 3 Sydney jocks successful. 1:88 was the race time. We await margins. They of course will come through with weight, and we also await across back to the track and to Simon Marshall to interview connections.
Race number 4 at Flemington at 2:05.
Racing came out a pretty good line too. One of the first out here, Ancona Edition, Crepitus going fast. Just behind those settling down now would have been Southern Light up running third from Royal Blue, Kaneko. Further back, Just Nelson on the inside. He's Regal, Impress Me. Back in the centre, a length and a half, Sober Poet, Grey Demon. Further back in the race then, Keelan from Hurricane Bob, followed by Southern Robin, Simple as That, and last of all, Divorced. Along the side at the 1,000-metre mark, Ancona Edition in front. Royal Blue is tracking 3 deep. Back in the middle there is Southern Light running third. A half Crepitus running fourth. 1 further back, Kaneko. 2.5 to He's Regal, who's over on the inside now of Just Nelson. The favourites alongside each other. A couple of lengths, Sober Poet. On the inside there, Impress Me. Grey Demon tracking deep, and then Southern Robin. Further back in the race then came Keelan from Simple as That, Divorced, and Hurricane Bob last of all. At the 800-metre mark before the turn, Ancona Edition in front, being niggled at though. Royal Blues outside it from Crepitus and Southern Light. He's Regal trying to get away out from Kaneko, and Just Nelson into the clear, followed down the outside by Grey Demon. Going down to the 400-metre mark, Royal Blue from Crepitus, and He's Regal into the clear. Ancona Edition back on the fence, 2 lengths. Just Nelson making its ground, and Divorced is coming from last across the track, and He's Regal on the outside. Ranges up now with on the inside Ancona Edition and Crepitus. He's Regal takes the lead, draws clear from the stablemate Crepitus and Royal Blue. Then further back, Divorced, but He's Regal's too good. He's Regal wins a couple of lengths. Crepitus pretty close third. Divorced from last, and Royal Blue little in it from Ancona Edition back on the inside. Further back, Simple as That. Then came Keelan, followed by Just Nelson and Grey Demon. A gap, Southern Robin, Hurricane Bob. Then Impress Me, a good gap to Sober Poet. The last 2, Southern Light. With it is Kaneko.
Number 8, He's Regal, $4.80, $2. 9 Crepitus, $4.10, and it's tight third. We've got 2 Royal Blue, $2.70. The one that flashed home was 6 Divorced, showing $3.70.
Super tab number 8, He's Regal to pay $5.50 and 2 even. 9 Crepitus, $3.70. Those for third, 6 Divorced, $3.40, or 2 Royal Blue, $2.80.
Number 9 Crepitus. And a photo for third. We've got the fast finishing Divorced out wide and Royal Blue, and 6 gets third. Coming from last, number 6 Divorced, a good run ridden by Darren Beedman. 8, 9 and 6. Fourth in is Royal Blue, and fifth in is number 11. And that is Ancona Edition, who led them up at a pretty good clip. 1:23.1, 35.6 for the last 600. He's Regal, does act well first up, as we mentioned earlier in the day, and it's got the money here by Ark Regal from Raffin Wise, raced by Ian Mrs. W. Hughlin, prepared by Grant Dalziel. It's a good effort by Grant too. He's trained 1-2 in the race. He's had 2 runners. He's a horsebreaker, generally known, better known as a horsebreaker, a very, very good horsebreaker too, and he has a training licence at the same time, Grant. He doesn't work too many down there at Cranbourne. And to have 2 runners on Oaks Day and to run first and second is a very good effort by this man. Number 8, He's Regal, $5.40 and $2. Number 9, Crepitus, second, Dale Short, $3.70. And third placing to number 6, and that's Divorced, ridden by Darren Beedman, $3.40.
Here are the official New South Wales divvies on race 4, the Maya Plate. Number 8, the winner, He's Regal, $4.80 for the win, and $2 even the place. It beat 9 Crepitus at $4.10. Third prize to 6 Divorced. It's paid $3.70. Quinella of $29.80, $29.80. Exacta pays $61.90, $61.90, and the trifecta $524.80, $524.80 was the trifecta. Stephen King rode the winner, 1:23.1 the time, and we stand by 4 margins. They will come through with weight.
Stalls are back there racing. Out to a good breakaway. Kensington Palace has gone away with them. One of the first out near the inside here. was Lady of the Pines, but going fast now is Only a Lady up to the front. Only a Lady now. Kensington Palace is handy. Zashaline on the outside out of the straight, followed further back by Kilmore Key. Then Stay Lucky, followed by on the outside Premium Blend, who's out very wide around Ballastata. Fuss on the fence, followed by Regal Sachet. Alamonte ridden back now from Mazawa. Then further back in the race came Truly Believe and 3 or 4 to Tropic, and on the inside of it Snar Dame. The leader here at the 2,000 metre mark, and a change of tactics, is Lady of the Pines. Lady of the Pines went out 3 lengths in front. Zashaline goes around the outside, takes up second, and goes up to a length and a half behind Lady of the Pines. A length further back than Only a Lady third. Kensington Palace quickly got into a nice position, went off the fence fourth. 2 further back than Kilmore Key. On the outside of it Stay Lucky. A length and a half further back then was Fuss. On the outside of it Premium Blend. 2 to Regal Sachet midfield. On the outside of it Ballastata. A couple of lengths to Alamonte. 1.5 Premium Blend. 2 further back then came Truly Believe, followed by Snar Dame, and Tropic is last of all. Over to the back they race at the 1450 metre mark in the Oaks, and the leader is Lady of the Pines. Lady of the Pines in front, nearly a length now to Zashaline second. Third is Only a Lady. A length further back Kensington Palace running fourth. 1.5 Kilmore Key running fifth. Then Stay Lucky on the outside. 1 further back then Fuss. A length then Premium Blend. There followed 2 lengths Regal Sachet. Ballastata on the outside of it, and they haven't gone real hard in front. A couple of lengths further back in the race then came on the inside Mazawa. Alamonte outside it. 3 lengths further back in the race then came Truly Believe. There followed on the inside of it as they come down the side by Snar Dame, and Tropic is last of all. Beeman in front on Lady of the Pines as they go to the 850 metre mark. She led 3/4 Zashaline. A length and a half Only a Lady. A length further back the favourite Kensington Palace. She's had the favours all the way. She's running fourth. 1 off the fence. 2 lengths Stay Lucky. Kilmore Key over on the inside, followed by Alamonte. 3 out. Fuss to the fence. Further out Tropic, Ballastata. Then Mazawa, followed further back by Premium Blend. Regal Sachet, Snar Dame, and Truly Believers last of all as they come around the home turn at the 500 metre mark, and Lady of the Pines being tackled by Zashaline. Further out is Kensington Palace, and up on the inside Only a Lady is railing up at the 400 metre mark, and they get away from Kilmore Key. Kensington Palace looms on the outside now for Oliver. Races up to hit the lead now from Only a Lady. They've got away from Lady of the Pines. Fuss, Regal Sachet, Zashaline. Kensington Palace sprints away, and the Oaks is over. Draws away 2 lengths in front of Only a Lady. Kilmore Key is coming home late. Kensington Palace wins a length and a half. Good go for second. It's on the inside Only a Lady or Kilmore Key, who finished hard late. Then further back in the race was Fuss from Regal Sachet. Then came Lady of the Pines behind those Zashaline, Premium Blend. Stay Lucky, followed by Tropic, a gap Snar Dame, Alamonte. Well back Mazawa, followed by Ballastata, and Truly Believers back at the tail. The favourite takes the Oaks.
220, 130, number 3 to pay 270, number 6 to pay a dividend of 190.
Super Tab 2 Kensington Palace 250 140, number 3 Only a Lady 320 and 6 for third Kilmore Key 190. Treble on 682 $68.60.
2, 3 and 6. 2, 3 and 6. The favourite has won the Oaks here. Kensington Palace had a beautiful run, a gun run all the way, sitting 1 off the fence fourth, and always was travelling sweetly. They didn't go hard. They've gone 241.3. They sprinted home 34 for the last 600. But it was Kensington Palace who rounded up the leaders. She was never further back than fourth. Had the leaders in her sights all the way. Let down by D. Oliver, quickly found 2 lengths. And this is a high-class filly. Second placing, railed up on the inside, number 3, Only a Lady, ridden a treat by Cooksley. And third goes to number 6, and that is Kilmore Key after the photo, 236. Fourth in is number 9, and that is Zashaline. Number 2, Kensington Palace, by the Melbourne Cup winner of 1990, Kingston Rule from Reganza, who was a high-class filly. Raced by David and Helen Haynes, bred by Kingston Park Stud. And of course they won the Oaks with the Rose of Kingston. Was it Rose of Kingston who took the race here? Spirit of Kingston, I should say, back in 1984, trained by Bobby Hoisted. Rose of Kingston, yes, back in 1981. The two.
We'll come back in just a minute to Brian. Shattered Circle in the next clear with the race due in 2 minutes.
Okay, number 1 Shattered Circle. showing 380, 150, 2 Grey Mascot, 480, 170, 3 Heaven Dancer, 8 and 260, 4 Vintage Reef Favourite, 350, 120, and Late Mail Special, 5 is a late scratching, 6 Botanical Genius, 13, 340, 7 Sensor, 18, 420, 8 Kulu Luck, 28 and 5, 9 Mahatma, 730, 290 with the win pool there, 13,000, the place 6,500, selections 247, 4th at Clare at 255 today. So repeating those placings on the Oaks, 2, 3 and 6. Race number 5 at Flemington. Race 6 the next there. The Cadbury Roses Stakes, 1,200 metres at 325.
And the one they've come after, and she's now won $500,000 in prize money. And that is number 2, Kensington Palace, ridden by Damien Oliver. Vobis qualified for the race. Ridden by Damien, 4 Lee Freeman. Number 3, Only a Lady, prepared by Clary Connors, ridden by Grant Cooksley, by Sir Tristram from London Lights. And Lee Freeman, of course, is the winning trainer. 3rd in Kilmore Key by Yachty from Star Tricks, trained by Johnny Wheeler. Finished on Hard, ridden by Greg Charles. Here's Simon.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
It's the first time they've been to the 2,500. It's the first time any of them met at level weights at that distance too. So, although I was confident, I was always aware that, you know, you don't win these races until they're over the line.
You must have felt terrific watching her settle down 4th.
Yeah, it was lovely. I mean, she's never pulled in her races at all, and once she settled 4th and the pace was just even, I knew she'd be very hard to beat.
It's been a very frustrating carnival for you, Lee, but this makes up somewhat, doesn't it?
Well, as I said, I'll never forget the second on Tuesday. I've had a stack of them this spring, but this makes up for it somewhat.
Lee, congratulations on winning the race.
Thanks, friend.
Lee, how do you rate her, mate?
Oh, she's as good as staying 3-year-old fillies we've had for a while, Simon. I think what she's got that the others don't, she's got an ability to quicken at the end of a long race, and that's going to take her a long way.
Did she take a while to come into herself, though?
Not really. From the time she won a second start in a race at Caulfield, I put her away with the Oaks in mind, and that's what she's been trained for all spring. So the Wakeful was a bonus along the way.
Super, Lee. What would you have in mind of her? Would you bring her back for the autumn?
Well, I'll just see. I mean, the autumn comes up very quickly. We'll just see how she comes back after this race. But I'm just happy that she's won today.
Congratulations, Manny. Yes,
yeah,
Brian.
She's a quality filly.
Yeah, definitely so. He's got big opinions, as he just said, but Damien Oliver just sums these races up phenomenally well, like for a 26-year-old jockey, you know what I mean? He had the mortgage on the race, going out of the straight the first time, sitting 1 out, 1 back, 4th on the paint sort of thing.
Yeah, once she settled, as you said, one wide, 1 back, always had them covered, always doing it sweetly. And when they started to quicken up, there was another gear that this filly went into, and she quickens, she finds that 2 lengths, puts the race in doubt, and it's all over pretty quickly.
Well, Brian, it's not too often that you can sit on these class fillies, in these feature group ones, I should say, that you can sit getting to the clock tower here
Flemington and know that you're just going to put 2 and 3 lengths on them like Damien did today.
Strange to see Lady of the Pines go to the front.
Yeah, it was, Brian. I mean, you know, look, it wasn't a bad move by Darren because they went slow, and for her to run the journey, I thought he had to do that going out of the straight the first time, but she just didn't run the trip out, and no. I don't think she would have run it any closer if he'd ridden her back.
When you're sort of only jogging at that pace, it's difficult for the back markers. So the run of Kilmore Key, because the first and second fillies were the first 4 all the way, Kilmore Key finished off very hard.
She did get out very well, and I was watching Regal Sachet back in behind her too. They were horses that were just caught up in traffic, as you know, from the 500-metre mark. They really started to be letting down at that stage.
All right, look, we have to leave it there. They're moving in quickly at Clare for race number...
Racing, Dandelar began quickly with Techniques down to the inside. Royal Agenda has gone away okay. Lunar Flight behind those from Newtown Beach. They're coming to the grandstand rail now over on the flat side here, and Empower went away quickly with Accept. Take Manhattan showing some speed. Further out now is My Little Lucy tucking in behind, followed by Scandinavia. It's a Giggle. They're coming over on the flat side when they settle down, and behind those would have been Fanciful Lady. Out on the outside here, just off the outside fence, and Dandelar is the leader here. Dandelar in front now from Snapshots and Royal Agenda. Further back there is Techniques behind these leaders now, followed by Lunar Flight and then Newtown Beach. Back to the inside here, and Accept took over now from Take Manhattan. Empower behind those from My Little Lucy, Fanciful Lady. Scandinavia putting in a run with It's a Giggle, and 2 or 3 further back a Spina. At the 400-metre mark, Accept in front. Scandinavia starting to go out after it. They've cleared out over on the flat side, down the grandstand rail, and Dandelar's in front. The outside in front here, Dandelar over on the flat side. Scandinavia, Accept. They're fighting that division out. Dandelar still the leader of the outside. Accept over on the inside, gets to it now. Dandelar on the outside in front. Yes, Dandelar will get home. Dandelar scores on the outside rail from Accept. Scandinavia third, followed by Empower. Further back, Techniques, Fanciful Lady, It's a Giggle, Snapshots, Royal Agenda, a Spinner, Mighty Little Lucy, Take Manhattan, a gap in the race, Newtown Beach, down at the tail with Lunar Flight.
Now that double will pay downwards of $4.60 with the late scratchings. Dantalar, 180, 120. Number 3, Accept at 5.30 and 7 Scandinavia, 260. Double.
Super Tab number 1 need Dantalar, 190, 120. Number 3, Accept to return 5.70 and 7. Scandinavia, 240. Late scratchings of 5 and 9 at the barrier. Claire for the 5th.
It's about 3 off the outside rail, and the filly has run up to the good form of Saturday when she won here on Derby Day to win well from number 3, Except, written by Darren Gouchy, and number 7 is 3rd Scandinavia, Stephen King. 137 in 19.1, 19.1 the time. And this good filly makes a 3 out of 3 in Victoria. Trained by Paul Perry. He's had an all-conquering carnival down here in Melbourne, P. Perry, with Dantalar, Natois and Bazille Bay, and they're all heading home after today. They've got more money here today, 39,000 first prize. She's by Volkstrad from Frosting, raced by S and Mrs. D.L. Marshall, PM, and Mrs. C.A. Perry.
Close it, Claire.
Have to leave it there. They're set now at Claire.
They're off and running this time, and Richland bounced away quickly down on the inside, away fast as Strike Force. Further out here is Vocalist travelling forward up towards the front, and Kowloon heads them off, and Gurok is prominent now with Racy Dancer. When they settle into stride now, Kowloon from Vocalist, Gurok and Racy Dancer. Richland behind those from Strike Force. They're followed to the outside by Our Savard, and then over on the inside as they go into the back would have been Blue Blood. Behind, just behind it from Star Legs, followed by Tricove. Then came Astro Girl. Marine Spirit is out 3 deep, a length and a half. Young Patrick and Moretti last of all. At Chiquita Lodge down the back, and Our Savard took up the running now. Moved 2 lengths in front of Kowloon. A half then the outside Vocalist third. 1 further back in the race. Racy Dancer deep around Gurok. Richland is over on the fence. 2 or 3 further back. Then came Strike Force. 2 further back in the event. Then came on the inside Blue Blood. They're followed to the outside of it now by 1 racing a little deep. That's a Marine Spirit. Further back on the inside Trico, followed by Star Legs, and then came Astro Girl. Behind is giving them a giant start back. 3rd last from Moretti, and last of all Young Patrick. At the 700 now, and Our Savard sends them along at a good clip out in front. 2 lengths in front from Vocalist and Racy Dancer, who's been wide from Kowloon and Gurok. Further back then Strike Force, followed by Richland where they turn for home from Tricove. Where's the Hind? It's back 2nd to 3rd last, pulling out very wide but giving them a mile start. In the straight, 400 to go, and Our Savard 3 in front of Racy Dancer. Under the whip on the inside, then came Vocalist, Strike Force and Blue Blood down the outside. Then Gurok, still a long way off them is the Hind and Moretti. Our Savard in front of the 200-metre mark. It's got a break of 3 lengths over. Tricove coming at it now. Tricove races up to Our Savard, hits the front. Then Blue Blood from Strike Force, followed by Richland, but Tricove dashes away from Blue Blood, and Tricove wins easily 3 or 4 lengths. Blue Blood. 3rd, Our Savard, ran a cheeky race, followed by Strike Force, Richland, then the Hind out wide, making late ground from Gurok. A gap Marine Spirit, which was caught deep, followed by Star Legs. Further back then Moretti, followed by Astro Girl. Then Vocalist, a long way back Kowloon, followed by Racy Dancer, and Young Patrick back at the tail.
For Tricove, it'll pay $18.80 and $4.80. Number 1, Blue Blood, to pay $2.60 and 12. Our Savard at $10.50. Shane Dye, the winning rider.
And on the Super Tab there, number 4, Tricove, $19 and $5.20. 1 Blue Blood, $2.80. 12 Our Savard, $8.60. Daily double on 2 and 4 to return $40.90.
Got tired over on the inside. Tricove got to it, had it covered, and then running on was Blue Blood, but they'd cleared right out from the others. The Hind 3rd last on the turn. If you're watching the replay now on 10, it's just in the picture now to the